Okay, so Brianna says, what external hard drive do you use? I use Western Digital, my passport hard drives. There's not a single picture on my computer. Everything is stored on external hard drives, and that's why I'm able to have a very cheap MacBook Pro. It's a 13-inch. It's like, I think, 8 gigs. It's the cheapest one that they had. And I store everything on external hard drives, and they're all labeled. So that's the one that I use. Brittany O'Neill's having a hurricane party, which most of us are because it's sunshine outside. So if you don't know, if you've never prepped for a hurricane, what a hurricane party is you cook everything that's in your freezer, which is a lot of shrimp, fish, like your latest catch. If your husband's like a hunter and like he, shoots animals and you eat them, and then all the alcohol that you get to survive being with your kids with no internet and no electricity for a week. That's what a hurricane party is. And yeah, I'm hoping we don't lose electricity because that would be very, very unfortunate. Emily, hello. Kim, hey. Dina, is there any way for us to keep the flash course since I don't have a flash yet? So there is a way, and that is when you buy the flash course, when it comes out to be a course, just like the mini session course or the posing course, we are going to have a flash course. It's going to be a mini course, and that way you can have it forever. One of the biggest questions that I get about the coaching community is, can we keep the lessons forever? And my quick answer is no, because the whole point of the coaching community is for you to do the thing and not just store it in a library of stuff and then never get to it and then you never actually implement or do anything. The whole purpose is to light a fire under your butt, watch the 20-minute lesson, and then implement it into your business immediately. Again, that's what's going to separate you from somebody down the street who's just watching Netflix, sitting on the couch, taking courses but not implementing anything. So Dina, yes, you will. Whenever the flash course comes out, you can totally purchase the flash course, and then you'll have all the information forever and ever. Leanne, so I cannot get anyone to book minis. Okay, my question for you, Leanne, is, are you showing your work? Are you showing your free mini session that you already did as marketing collateral? So Leanne, I'm not sure if you're in the mini session course, but what I teach in the mini session course is before you shoot mini sessions, find the perfect, beautiful location. And another thing is, if you are niching down your minis, that's probably another reason why you're not booking. So if you're doing like back to school minis or milk bath minis, or if you're like being very specific with your minis, you're probably not booking them out as fast as someone who is doing a generic mini session day at a very plain location. And so what that means is, if you just find a field with a tree at a park, that would be a generic mini session day, and you could call them now booking minis. Like, they're doesn't have to be a title or a type. I actually don't think it's necessarily wise for you to niche down at the very beginning. So I think it would be beneficial to you if, Leanne, you just started booking minis and you found the most beautiful location with the perfect open shade, a plain tree with diffused backlighting. That's all I really look for whenever I look for mini session locations. And then you reach out to a beautiful family, somebody that you know you can trust, who you know will take the style guide that's in the mini session course. They'll take that style guide and abide by it. The mom will wear a long sleeve dress, the kids will wear khakis, dad will wear his good suit or whatever, and you can take them out to that field and do a free session with them, so that you can use their free session as marketing to future clients. And what you're going to do is you're going to talk about your mini sessions until you feel completely and utterly obnoxious. The moment that you start feeling completely and utterly obnoxious about talking about your mini session day is the moment one person heard you. Because if there's something that I've learned when it comes to social media and marketing is that you have to say something 7 times. The same thing, 7 times for one person to hear it and see it. And so if you're trying to book 6 mini session spots, how many times do you have to talk about your mini sessions? 7 times 6. A lot, right? So the more that you do this, the more that you show up, the more that you talk about it, which is another reason why I think you need to join the coaching community, because it teaches you how to show up. The more that you show up, the more you will be in the forefront of people's minds, and the higher likelihood that they're going to remember you and book you. And this is especially true if you're brand new and you are coming from, like I was, going from like a typical 9 to 5, like I was a teacher and then now I'm a photographer. Or like me, if you are going from being a stay-at-home mom who all she does is watch babies all day and watch TV, like that's what people think stay-at-home moms do. If you're going from stay-at-home mom to becoming a photographer, you're having to teach and train people that you are somebody new, that you are now a photographer, which means you have to show up even more as a photographer and show people what you do, who you are, and who you serve now. And guys, this is kind of like random, but if you are struggling right now and you're like, I just think one day I want to be a photographer, but maybe just the timing's not right. The timing is the perfect timing in human history to start a business. The perfect time in the history of mankind to start a business. Why? Because people are getting laid off. They're having to collect unemployment because their job isn't needing them anymore. And people are starting to get creative and figuring out, okay, what do I enjoy doing? What do I like to do? How can I make money and start my own business? Because I can't rely on the man anymore to provide an income for my family. I have to rely on me to provide an income for my family. And that means I need to start my own business. And guess what? People are getting accustomed to people having side hustles. They're getting accustomed to people having their 9 to 5 who could, delete them at any moment. They're getting accustomed to people having a 9 to 5 and another business that they own themselves. It's just normal. It's the new normal right now. And so if you're wanting to jump on the new normal train of starting your own business and you're just waiting for the right time, it's never going to be the right time. But if there was ever a right time, now is the right time to do it. So do the steps that you need to do, invest in yourself, and let's get to work. That was a side tangent. So again, Lan, about booking minis, you have to show up, show your free session, the beautiful edited image, 7 different ways, right? You need to say 7 different things, and we'll talk more about that in our mini session group on Thursday, because the way you're going to book out your minis is that you don't shut up about it until they're booked. You cannot post it one time, get no comments, and be like, ugh, I guess nobody wants them. No, just nobody saw it. People are busy. They're prepping for their hurricane party, and they're trying to figure out what to do with their kids all day. Like, that's what people are doing right now. It's not you, it's that people are busy. So, here we go. Hello, Amber. All right, Evan, any tips for shooting on a hazy day? Is it same as shooting on a cloudy day? So hazy meaning like I think I know what you're talking about. Like one time I shot really, really early in the morning and it was almost like there was fog everywhere. Is that what you're talking about? As far as like a hazy day, more like it's like a foggy day. In that case, when you shoot on a foggy, hazy day, like this has happened to me. Number one, take your lens cap off and make sure your lens gets acclimated to the humidity or the haze or the fog that's in the air. Because your lens, the glass on the lens, does the same thing as the glass on your glasses, right? Any kind of glass, it does all the same thing. It fogs up. So that's the first thing I want you to know is to take your lens cap off and make sure you give yourself 20 minutes to get your lens acclimated to the haze. That's tip 1. And then tip number 2 is if you can't find the sun, like a cloudy day, and you do all the tricks, the hand trick, the phone trick. Another trick that I have done before on like really foggy muggy days is I will look at the clients. I will look at their like eye sockets literally and like rotate them around. And whenever I see that their raccoon eyes go away, that's where I put them. Because that can be really tricky. So you'll probably do the same types of things that if you're in the one-on-one course and you know how to shoot on a cloudy day, you can do the same types of things for a foggy or hazy day. I think my biggest tip is to make sure your aperture is high enough, because if you shoot on a hazy day, it's already kind of like bokeh-esque. So you might want to make sure your aperture is a little bit higher than normal so you can really capture that focus. So that's my tips for that. Leanne says, I've booked 5 weddings, but no one is biting for my minis. It's driving me crazy and wanting to just give up on minis. Don't give up. Minis are such an amazing, profitable opportunity, especially if you're a wedding photographer. Because guess what? What I did is I book out my wedding calendar, and then the opposite weekends that I'm not shooting weddings, I'm doing minis. And I basically make twice as much money as far as like my income for that year, because I've filled in those weekends with mini sessions. Allie, I have a MacBook Air. My edits look different on that compared to my iPhone X. Which screen do you think is more calibrated? I would stick to what your computer looks like rather than your phone. Another thing that sometimes like tricks me out a little bit is whenever I'm editing in different types of rooms, whether it's like a super bright room or during the day or during at night. Sometimes the colors can look a little bit differently. But if you were to pick one, I would choose the MacBook Air. Again, because that's where you're editing. And so if you're constantly looking at your computer and your phone, and like, you're going to just drive yourself insane. So edit on your Air, deliver the images, and I'm sure you are the only person that's going to see the difference. Your clients won't know the difference. Your clients just want a properly exposed image with appropriate white balance. That's all they want at the end of the day. So definitely stick to looking at your MacBook Air so that you just don't drive yourself completely insane. Lisa, does your photography classes cover landscape, photos, and the correct settings and filters to use? So the way that I teach in the Photography 101 course, you're able to implement my systems and lighting depending upon what you're shooting. So you can be a portrait photographer and then go off and do real estate photography with the principles that you learn in the 101 course. So I'm not just teaching you how to be a portrait photographer. That's what I specialize in. But you can totally use what my systems there are and how I use light and what lenses to use for any kind of scenario, and know what to do. Because to me, that's what it means to be a photographer. Like, you can't call yourself a photographer, but you be like, oh, but I can't shoot landscapes, or I can't do real estate because I don't know. No, if you're a photographer, you know the foundations of photography. You know what the lenses do. You know what the aperture does. You know what the ISO does. You know the foundations, and so you're able to shoot anything. Evan, if I don't have the 101 course yet, do you recommend the coaching, just getting started, but 100% wanting to grow my business? Yeah, totally. Now, the coaching is going to be for anyone who, like, I have my mastermind alum in the coaching group, and I also have brand new photographers. So the coaching group is in a perfect place for everyone to start, and it's $20. I understand that, like, you can't always drop $400 on a course. I get it, which is why we have payment plans. But I totally get that season of your life. But if you can start with something, if you can start investing in something, I would totally recommend coaching. Because again, when you invest in yourself, when you put money into your business, is when you're going to start seeing money come back in. It's science. I'm a testament myself. And that's why I think everyone, you also, one other little like snippet, you cannot expect other people to invest in you if you don't invest in you, right? You can't start charging and expect people to give you money and you raise your prices and they give you more money if you're not also investing in you. But the more you invest in yourself, the more workshops you go to and courses you go to and mastermind programs you go to and conferences and you update your gear, the more you do that, the more you are super confident in raising your price and the more people are super confident in giving you their money. That was a side tangent. Here we go. Okay, Christy. That's the next level I'm working on towards. Freedom. Yes, girl. Okay, Stormy, biggest thing for me is the freedom, especially with my husband, active duty military. I want to go all the way with my photography business. Yes. I think that is definitely what we don't talk about enough of. Like, we talk about the money and but yeah, the freedom to not have to answer to anyone. And guess what? I can take all week off if I really want to. I don't because I want to hang out with you guys, but I could. And be with my kids and do hurricane parties. And I'm able to do that. And no one's telling me, you need to go into work, Brittany, tomorrow. No one's telling me that. I'm telling myself that because I like it. I love doing what I do. But yeah, I totally agree with you. All right, Mandy, which group are you more active in and give feedback on photos? So every Tuesday I show up in coaching and every Thursday I show up in the course groups. Every week. Every Tuesday, I show up in coaching and I do Q&A and I go live and I meet you guys and I do the same thing in every single course group that I have. And I guarantee you, no other course creator is doing this because I'm not getting it back when I join courses. So that's why I know no other course creator is doing this. And so I hope you can see the value and just like the next level and the over delivering that I'm doing for you guys in hopes that you do that in your own business. Okay. Joyce, what is the name of the group to join? It's called BB Coaching. It's a monthly membership program. It's bite-sized lessons that you're able to watch and implement immediately. That's what it is. It's a coaching group, and I show up every Tuesday, and I coach you guys, answer your questions. We talk about some of the lessons. I give you guys assignments to do. And I think the community in itself is just worth the money because the women in there are just all like-minded and they're ready for the next level. Cassandra, how do we sign up? If you go to BrittanyBrittsEducation.com and you do work with Brittany, you'll see coaching is in that page. It's called BB Coaching. Myra, if you're new to photography, can you start with your mini session course? Absolutely. You can. You can start, but I strongly suggest starting with the one-on-one course. And then the mini session course. So the one-on-one course is going to teach you how to take photos, how to deliver them. Because if you do a bunch of mini sessions, which is awesome, and you book a bunch, but then you don't know how to shoot them or edit them or deliver them, that might be a problem. So yeah, definitely start with a one-on-one course and then move to the mini session course. Dina, yay, thank you for another month of Flash. You're welcome, Dina. Delana is in New Orleans, y'all. She's getting it probably a lot worse than me right now. Shayna, do you think there will be any more course sales this year? There will not. That was the very last one. And we're actually raising our prices for the courses soon. But we are offering payment plans. Yeah. We'll probably have a Black Friday sale, but it's like it'll probably be a one-day thing. But there's no other like big sales, just random sales. And I'm so excited. There was, I think, 280. What was the exact number? 280 something photographers celebrated with me on our business birthday month and joined the courses. So I'm super pumped about that. All right, getting through these questions because I have 8 minutes and then me and Stacy are one-on-one. Delana, I just got my flash. Use a Magmod bounce. The bounce kept pulling my flash head down, like the angle of my flash head toward the front instead of straight up. Is my flash effective? So what you might have to do is twist your flash head around and then put your Magmod on. Because if you're shooting and you're leaning forward, the flash might be too heavy because I have an SP700 too. But if you turn your flash around almost to like if you can point it this way, but it goes straight up and then put your flash on, you're able, it won't do that anymore. I can't tell you how many weddings I've been at where I'm like, okay, smile, and then it goes. So just twist it around and you'll be good. Desiree, if you're an extreme beginner and take your one-on-one course, are you ready to start charging for photos after you can complete it? 100%, girl. 100%. I'm gonna have to show some before and after photos. Mondays are our like makeover Monday day, and so people show their like very first photo before the course and then their photos after the course. It's so insane, the transformation. And yes, you 1000% can give yourself permission to charge after you take the one-on-one course, because your product will be amazing and people will want to pay for it. Amy, I had an aha moment shooting during golden hour this weekend. I understand now why you say have a tree as a diffuser. I had a tree but was going to be creative and move my subject slightly away from trees. Yeah, it didn't give me images. Look, y'all, Amy came to our very first retreat. She came to my very first workshop, in fact, back in two years ago. I don't even know the year anymore. Yeah, 2 years ago. I don't even know. And she's still shooting. So she's 2 years into her photography like journey, like since starting with me at least. And she's still learning by shooting. Like she's picking up on little nuggets because she's doing the thing. And y'all, Amy is a prime example of as if you can learn all the things, but until you do the thing, it's going to be hard to see change. Like her work has completely transformed over the last year because she's doing the thing. Super excited for her. Mira, what is the best way to market for minis if you're just starting out with photography? The best way to market minis is to shoot minis, which are, you might need to start with free sessions and then post them every day. Post what you shoot every single day. Oh, Amy says, B, I'm an alumni. So Amy has done every course and she came to the first retreat and she's still learning from BB coaching. So holla to the BB coaching program. And it's the cheapest thing that we offer, y'all. And our alum are still taking it. Dina, do one of our courses go in depth on website building? I have all the courses, but I'm still working on the one-on-one course, business and branding. In the business and branding course, obviously I teach business and branding, and so that's what the website is all about. I teach you what to put on the website, what not to put on the website, what tabs you need to put on your website, which website platforms are easier to navigate than others, and what I suggest. All right, have you upgraded your micro lens to? Nope, I still have my Sigma macro lens because I don't see the need to upgrade it. Okay, Tidra, I'm gonna say Tidra. I'm struggling with we recently moved to Virginia and we don't know anybody but like 5 people. I've taken their photos, have had a couple people book, but I don't have people following hardly from Virginia. What can I do to get my word out? You shoot those 5 people. You shoot those 5 people and then tell those 5 people, hey, if y'all have any friends that would want free photos, give them my information. Or like, that's how you do it. I can't tell you how important it is to do free sessions at first. Free sessions get your name out there. Free sessions gives you a portfolio. Free sessions is what's going to help you build the foundations of your business. Y'all, before I ever offered a course in here, I showed up every single day and gave y'all free education for 9 months before I ever offered a course or ever asked you guys for money. I showed up free, completely free, every day to help you guys for 9 months. It's the same thing with photography. Any niche that you want to get involved in, whether that's minis, weddings, newborns, you have to start your foundation with free sessions. It sucks, but think of it as you're the intern in your own business. The intern will eventually become the CEO, but you have to start with free. Okay, I have literally 3 minutes, so I'm just going to keep going in order. Desiree, what's the difference between the one-on-one and coaching? Which one should come first for beginners? I always suggest the one-on-one course. Always. The one-on-one course is the foundation to anything that I teach and offer. If you have the one-on-one course, everything in coaching will make more sense. Now, coaching is an easier price point to start in. But it's micro lessons. There's only one photography lesson each month. So if you're really needing a ton of photography knowledge, the one-on-one course is the one that you need to get into. So always start with a one-on-one course. Kirsten, is it better to meter to zero when shooting? Yes. I'm confused with that question. So I meter to zero, but I also ignore the meter when I need to. I meter to zero as a starting point, and then I look at my LCD screen and I'm like, this is underexposed. Let me lower my shutter speed to get a better exposure. Okay. Or trying to look at the screen and adjust the picture that way. Yes, exactly what I just said. So start meter to zero as a starting point, as like, this is the ballpark area of how to get correct exposure, and then go from there. Sometimes you'll meter to zero and it'll be way overexposed, and then you'll need to up your shutter speed. Sometimes you'll look at your meter to zero, look at your LCD screen and be like, holy crap, this is way underexposed. Let me fix it. You're so much better than your meter. Like, your eye is a lot better than your meter, but you need your meter to start somewhere. Where do I go to sign up for the one-on-one course? Go to BrittanyBruceEducation.com, courses, and it's all there. Thank you so much. Yes. Oh, deleted Amy, our business besties. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome.